you know what, I think we dropped the American bit. It's soccer, first and foremost. I think we carry the American bit maybe as a little bit of an excuse for not being the best at this point. But if you look at the players that have been turned out in this country, look at the players who are going back across the pond and into mainland Europe, something's going right.
1, 2, 3.
We're definitely looking for the result, but I think we go off the front foot, and I think that's essential because I'm very much a Brit. I've lived here for 17, 18 years. I call it we Americans. We Americans don't defend off the back foot, we go forward. And I think we'll have to touch on what is in the social consciousness of this nation and what we live in the environment and how that touches us. So I think the natural way for us to play football is to go press and to go forward and attack from the front, not wait till the problem comes to us, but us to go to them. And I think the type why people like that in the community is because that's who we are. That's what we do here. So I think the game win, lose or draw, of course we want to win, the fans want to see us win, but I think the fact that we're American in our approach to it is natural. It's a natural feeling for the crowd and we get excited about it.
Get up, up with the ball, up with the ball, up with the ball. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Come
Morning. Morning, guys. Morning. Camera's on, be careful. Hey, Jordan, how's it going? Nice to see you. First of all, why don't you give me an idea of what it's like to be the CEO and living the glamorous life of a CEO in D2 soccer.
Glamorous, huh?
Yeah, with this cubicle and everyone stuffed in the bullpen here.
Yeah, you know, it's, I guess I'm a lucky guy, really. You know, I mean, to be able to wake up every morning and be involved in something that you're so passionate about and wake up and know that you get to promote that every single day of your life, I don't know that a lot of people can say that. I think there's a lot of buzz about this league right now, you know, being the NASL and the connection to the past and being really a true second division. You know, I was watching press conferences last night. San Antonio, you know, that's going to be joining the team next year, or going to be joining the league next year, announced their jersey. They had about 500 people at their press conference. David Downs, the commissioner, was there last night, and you know, you can just see in everybody's eyes just the excitement that's out there, and that's something that I think is going to continue and only grow.
Talk about the current team and what's going on here in Minnesota. What's the biggest challenge we're facing this year? I know there's a multitude of them, but
there is. You know, when I left here in 2009, you know, there was still a perception in the community that a lot of people supported this team. You know, we would have crowds, 3,000-4,000 people on a consistent basis. The issue with that is that most of those people weren't necessarily paying for a ticket. You know, the leaders in the community would come out to games, which we loved, but they always maybe knew somebody that could get them in for free. So really our biggest challenge right now is changing that perception, that there is a value for our tickets. And it's really the thing that I've tasked the community with when I came in January in the press conference is those people that are leaders in the soccer community, they need to be the first people buying tickets. Because if they're not, why is anybody else going to?
In this town, especially recently with the stadium issues and that, everyone has this romanticized view as getting the MLS here. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I think you and I both know that this community couldn't even support an MLS team at this point.
Right.
And, you know, what do we have to do if we want to get to that level at some point?
Well, I mean, there's a proven track record of exactly what you have to do. I mean, you look at the Portland Timbers that were in our league for so long, and the Seattle Sounders. and the Vancouver Whitecaps. I mean, basically what they had to do is they had to build that fan base. They had to show that the support was there, and then groups like MLS start to pay a little bit more attention.
So our number one goal is to get fans in the stands. Number two goal, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of goals, but we're also talking about we have 3 years to find a local owner. How do we go about doing that? Can we put out a classified, put it on Craigslist?
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of us going out there and seeing who's available. Like I said, I think what we need to focus on right now is getting this thing firing on all cylinders. And that's from a ticket standpoint. That's from a sponsorship standpoint. That's what we're going to focus on here in the office. It's the NASL that owns this team right now. They're already going down the path of talking to people that may be of interest. But I think most importantly right now, it's us getting this thing firing on all cylinders. So it's attractive to somebody. And the NASL going out there, which they're doing, and make sure they find the right ownership group. It's not going to be just necessarily the first person that comes. They need to find somebody, and they want to find somebody that's interested in ensuring the long-term survival of this organization and soccer in Minnesota.
Give me your assessment of what's going on in the field and how it helped you guys in the front office here.
Well, I think everybody likes a winner. And this team's currently sitting in third place, undefeated at home. I think people want to get behind teams that win. And I've got to give a lot of credit to head coach Manny Lagos. He's put together a heck of a group of guys that believe in him, that believe in this, that are fighting. And we're playing some attractive soccer right now. We've got a forward that scored 2 of the most amazing goals this year I've seen in the last several years in this division. And I think there's only going to be more to come. And, as you're sitting there in that beer garden, which you and I have done for games and drank a beer, and, you're right there next to the field, and just that energy, and the attractive soccer and the close chances and the amazing goals. I don't think you can get that anywhere else right now in this community.
Well, I know that you guys are going to succeed in getting more fans in.
Yes, we are.
So what I'm looking for here is, can you just so I can with my project, give me some of the qualifications that this new owner needs to have, so we can go out and vet the community and see if we can find someone.
Sure.
Is there a price on the team? What type of guidelines does the league have? I'm sure with the league growing, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, there's a financial backing to it because there's some pretty stringent D2 standards right now, of money that needs to be put down in bonds. So it takes the right person to get involved in that. But I also think there's a big passion play here as well. Somebody that maybe has an end game of seeing this thing go major league. Somebody that wants to ensure that pro soccer is around here for people like Manny Lagos that grew up, and I think he'll even tell you this, for him to watch the kicks, when he was a kid. That's elevated him, I think, through his passion of the sport to get to where he wants to be today, and has made him a successful individual. So it's a matter of finding the right ownership group that's got the financial support and really has the passion for this thing to keep it going.
Nice. Will you ask David Downs if we can put out a classified ad?
I will.
I think that's a start. Thanks for your time.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me. We'll see how these guys live. How many do you think are in here? Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
So what happened with the lip, first and foremost? Did you see this guy?
We were watching 127 Hours last night.
Yeah.
It's a pretty gory movie. It's with James Franco. Anyways, I started feeling a little sick. I got up, went over to get a glass of water. I didn't want to watch it anymore. Go get a water. I come out here. Come over here and I collapsed. Head hit here.
Were you feeling queasy from the gore?
Yeah, it was the gore.
I heard about the big injury, the fat lip.
Yeah, Eli. Right?
Eli.
How does that happen?
So he's not going to make the trip. He's going to stay
Right.
home.
Yep, he's gonna nurse his wounds.
But apparently it's not just a fat lip. It's maybe he had a little concussion that we don't know.
Yeah, very possible. I mean, he went to the ER, and sometimes they don't always diagnose those things. But they talked about his symptoms. He had symptoms the next day and a little bit today after doing some jogging. So thought it's pretty important to rest him.
Is that a decision you helped make with him?
Yep.
So what's rougher, watching 127 hours or playing football?
Right now I would say the movie. I can deal with the football.
So do you guys almost use your whole salary just to cover your food costs? Or is there a little salary left over? I mean,
I wouldn't say the whole thing. If we actually got, I think, food for maybe, a whole month, maybe, but we still have some money left over to do, have some fun with it, but not much.
why Minnesota? Why would you leave Japan for this?
Okay, so I used to play the J League Division 2 in Japan, but I didn't play much time in there, and then I got cut over there. I wanted to try to play overseas. This is one of my dream. I'm 27.
27.
Yeah.
So what? Maybe 5-6 more years of playing. What do
I
you think
hope
your
so.
body? I hope so at the best.
Yeah, I hope. 5 more 6. After prayer, I'm thinking I want to be coach. So maybe I'm going to Europe and then learn more English, soccer. I want to complete my English too. So maybe Japanese people don't speak English at all actually. So, but now, if you wanna leave, maybe English is very important. So that's why I think maybe I'm football. I can play and then I can learn English. This is the best way for me.
What happened with the Galaxy? Why did you have to move on?
Some teams don't keep players that long, it's just the reality of the sport. I think everyone's experienced that. Obviously, I'd like to stay there. LA is a great place to play, but, you play somewhere, you move on. You work somewhere in the real world, you go somewhere else.
Are you here because you want to play in the MLS and this is a pathway to it? Are you playing just for the love of the game? What are your expectations for yourself?
I think obviously I want to play at a higher level, whether it's back in the MLS or, overseas somewhere, second division or whatever. But, I love playing soccer just to play soccer. So, I don't mind playing here at all. I like playing here. But, I want to play at higher levels as well.
Do you guys think you have a chance at the championship this year? You both played on the team last year. You said it yourself. You felt you could have gone farther. We're a little bit ahead of last year. Is this a realistic chance?
Yeah, I think definitely it's a realistic chance. Last year we were strong. We went to the playoffs. I think this year we picked up some strong players and make us stronger. So championship, I would say, is in the picture. It's not going to be given to us. We got to work hard for it, but definitely it's in the picture.
Glory, glory, Minnesota, the Blues go marching.
Devon, one of our lads, he said we would die for each other at the end of last season, and I think they would. I really think they would. Now we have to get that again. We have to get that, and that comes from relationships with each other. It can also come a little bit from like the man. You get shit money. We're going to show you that we're worth more than what you're giving us. So one way, whatever your motivation comes from, doesn't really matter. But our lads stayed tight, worked for each other, and it was a little bit of you. We're going to show you. And pull stuff from us, we're going to show you though.
On some teams, you'll find players that are on their own agenda. And here, I think it is different. I think everyone has individual goals, but I think as a team, we have a team goal that everyone, wants to complete.
I think most importantly for us, if we've got 3,000 or 4,000 consistently paying people in the stands, I think everything's going to fall in place after that. And that is sponsors are going to start to pay attention. The media is going to start to pay attention because they can't ignore us any longer. So the key to this thing is really getting the people through the stands, and then I think that profitability or that break-even point comes after that with a lot of hard work.
So that's your number one goal. That's what we have to do is just build those
Get
stands.
people in the stands.
If I didn't like the game, I definitely wouldn't be here doing it. It's a grind, I would probably go back to school, get my degree and get a job, make money that way.
Yes, we didn't have a culture yet last year. It didn't exist because everyone was brand new. Even though those guys stayed here, different badge, different managers, different owner. We have to build that. And again, I think this is what makes it easier. Now that culture has to evolve. And so in an organisation without a lot of money, we keep getting smacked in the face and the rug pulled from under us. But it doesn't matter. I think that's one of the qualities here. It's like, get on with it. Do you piss and moan about it? Or do you get on with it? Well, you can piss and moan, and we allow you to piss and moan, but bottom line is just move on.
Guys, a couple things. Great effing stuff. First and foremost, I love the fact that we're walking off the field and avenging our only loss of the season. That's great stuff. At home, we battled through it. It was a good win, hard win. Let's savor it, but let's remember that now we got to go on the road and have a tough battle as well. So it's kind of an odd week. Tomorrow's obviously off. Okay, enjoy a little bit tonight. Make sure you get good rest, recover your monitor. Those guys that didn't get a lot of minutes, you know that you got to get a little of your heart rate up. Those of you who did, you got to recover. Train Friday, train Saturday, or off to Edmonton on Sunday. So great stuff, great home stand. That's the way you do it. 0 losses. We're going to keep on winning. Let's go, boys.
Well done, boys. Another shutout. Well done, boys. Stars on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stars! 4, 5, 6, win.